Welcome to the Foresters pregame show presented by Coastal Copy, and we're joined by a player today, Jesse DiMaggio. Jesse, thanks for joining us, man.
Thanks for having me.
Well, Jesse, know you're a local guy here in Santa Barbara. How is it playing for the Foresters?
Yeah, it's really cool, honestly. I mean, I've gone to Foresters games since I was probably, 12, 13. Watching them play at UCSB and then the Persh for a while, so getting to play for a lot of the coaches I've seen for those years is pretty sick.
And recently graduated high school. How was that transition, even just moving from high school and playing here for the Foresters?
I mean, it's a lot different. Obviously, like, the competition is a lot higher. The expectations for every player is a lot higher, too. But I really enjoy it, every bit of it, honestly.
So you're a Santa Barbara native, playing for the Foresters, going to Westmont College next year.
Yes, sir.
How excited are you for that?
I'm stoked, honestly. It's going to be cool.
And how's it playing with Patterson? Even seen Jack Bollinger and some other guys playing for Westmont.
For sure. It's cool. I mean, especially meeting, like, a lot of the other guys, especially Patty. That was a big captain and part of their success last year.
And when you come here to the Forester games, what's the typical routine for yourself?
We get here pretty early, working with the infield coach Joey and a lot of other infielders, pretty early, doing glove work, footwork, and taking ground balls. And then we have batting practice and just getting ready for the game.
Anything mentally you do to prepare yourself? Anything you listen to? Any music specifically, or anything you try to get yourself in the right frame of mind?
I'll do some meditation sometimes, yoga, I don't know. Is there anything to kind of relax? It's a big thing for me. It's getting relaxed before a game, so yeah.
And talk about that meditation. Could you go into that a little bit more? What exactly do you do when you're just trying to chill out, zone out?
Yeah, honestly, it's just relaxing for me. Picturing what I want to do with my batting practice rounds is a huge one for me. What I want to do with, my infielding and stuff like that. So a lot of it's just visualization.
With the batting practice rounds today, what were you trying to accomplish?
I was working a lot on going to right center with some more authority. It was one of my big strengths in the high school season was my power the other way, and just trying to develop that more, I think, is my focus for today.
Very cool. And final question, favorite uniforms that the Foresters wear this season?
I really like the pins we're wearing today. I think pins and blues is my favorite, though, when you got the blue top.
Okay.
That's a good one.
Awesome. Well, Jesse, appreciate your time, man. Great catching up with you, and play well
sure.
the rest of the season. Looking forward to seeing you at Westmont as well.
Yes, sir. Sounds good. Thank you.
Thank you to Jesse DiMaggio for joining us. First pitch coming up right after this. On a beautiful Sunday afternoon, the Santa Barbara Foresters will welcome in the MLB Academy Barons for a CCL South matchup. Hello, alongside Aiden O'Neill, I am Hunter Shoemake, welcoming you to Santa Barbara High School. Well, Aiden, yesterday the Sturs had two back-to-back massive wins against the Conejo Oaks. Now they're atop the CCL South, looking to continue that momentum here this afternoon.
Yeah, the Foresters have everything rolling at this moment. The back-to-back wins against Conejo carry over into Sunday afternoon. And what's really stood out to me about this group is the pitching. Game in, game out, the arms in the bullpen, the starter, everybody is ready to go. And the offense kind of builds off of that. Today on the mound, it's going to be the UCSB man, Frank Camarillo, has been brilliant so far for the Foresters this season, as well as all these other arms. Looking forward to how he fares against the Barons.
Yes, for Frank Camarillo, his third appearance and third start on the season, enters today with a 3.0 ERA. And for the last time that Frank was out on the hill, he pitched 4 innings, gave up 2 hits and no runs in that 10-inning game last Sunday against the Slow Blues.
Yeah, and Frank Camarillo, see a fastball, sweeping slider across the zone. Really does build off of that 2-pitch mix. An occasional changeup that'll mix in. Really like what I see out of him. You see that patient approach on the mound, kind of rocks back into his windup, is never in a hurry. And he'll look to put up a 0 to open up this ball game. But although the Barons are 8-13 on the season, not an easy task. It was close for a lot of the game in Compton, California. D. Kennedy's big home run kind of blew it open, but this team competes, and they're going to compete today in Santa Barbara.
And for the MLB Academy Barons, let's take a look at their starting 9. Evan Cornwell will lead things off. Zach Freeman to bat second. J.J. Cruz will be batting third. Batting fourth, the DH Andrew Pyle. To bat fifth, Andrew Kirchner. Batting sixth, Dylan Lena. In the 7th spot, Aiden Garcia. Raymond Jenkins in the 8th spot, and Andy Cisneros in the 9 hole. Here comes the first pitch, and Cornwell will swing and a miss for strike number 1. And Frank Camarillo, in his 3rd start of the season, fires a first pitch strike. MLB Academy Barons entering today 8-13 on the season. Here's the 0-1. Cornwell sees away. Ball 1.
Cornwell, 276 on the season, 58 at-bats. He's been at the top of this order almost all season long with 16 hits.
Here comes the 1-1 pitch, and Cornwell will spray it foul over the third base dugout. That is strike 2. And the man who plays for Post University, leadoff spot today, he's down the count. Ball and 2 strikes. Zach Freeman will be next. Camarillo, here comes the 1-2 pitch, and Cornwell will see it high, even up at 2.
Good spot there from Camarillo. Could build off of it with an off-speed down and away.
Well, here comes the 2-2 pitch to the leadoff man, and Cornwell will check his swing. Did he go? Third base umpire says no, and it is a full count to the leadoff man. And the Stars, after their victories yesterday, now 14-7, the best record in the CCL South, and just behind Walnut Creek when you look towards the CCL North. Walnut Creek have 1 less loss. But here comes a 3-2 pitch to the leadoff man. Here's a delivery as Cornwell will strike out. Frank Camarillo got him 1 away in the 1st.
Awesome job by Frank there, going fastball in a 3-2 count, knowing he cannot walk the leadoff batter. A punch out to open his outing.
That's going to bring up Zach Freeman, batting from the left side, center fielder. 1 away, and the base is clear. Well, for the Academy Barons, the last game that they played was against the OC Riptide. It was a loss, a 2-5 loss to Orange County. Here comes the first pitch now to Freeman, and Freeman sees a low strike, 0-1.
The Ohio State junior didn't see a lot of time in his first 2 seasons. Not a ton of plate appearances, but a Los Angeles native coming back home.
The 1 will away from Frank Camarillo on the delivery to Freeman. Evens up the count at 1. J.J. Cruz will be next for the Academy Barons. Camarillo struck out the first man he faced. He winds up the 1-1 pitch. The delivery to Freeman, he just taps it foul for strike 2. And now let's take a look at the defense today for Santa Barbara. Nolan Souza will be at third. Drew Markle at short. Nick Oakley, Santa Barbara local, will be making his debut at second. Johnny Rodriguez at first. Will Rogers is the catcher. Here comes the 1-2 pitch, and Freeman will strike out consecutive Ks for Frank Camarillo. Great start to his outing.
Looked like that fastball had 2-seam action on it, Hunter. Falling away from the left-handed batter. Perfect location and a quick 2 outs for the Stars.
And in the outfield behind Frank, TJ Pompey will be in left today. Jonas Sebring will be in center, and Daniel Patterson out in right field for Bill Pintard. Well, here comes another lefty, J.J. Cruz, man who's just playing his 3rd game of the year for the Academy Barons, but he's had a phenomenal start. First pitch, and Cruz sees it away, ball 1. The first 2 games for J.J. He's gone 6 for 9. Man who plays for Hope International is ahead 1-0. Here's the pitch, and fouled back. That is strike 1 to J.J. Cruz.
And absolutely, the numbers jump off the page, and even in only 9 plate appearances, when you're batting .667, slugging over 1,000, that's going to catch the eye of any player.
2 gone. Here is the 1-1 pitch, and Cruz swinging a miss. That is strike 2.
Frank locating everything right now, and he's getting those chases outside of the strike zone. A great key. Do not have to come in if you don't have to. Can continue to pick around inside the zone.
1-2 pitch, and he will strike out. Frank Camarillo strikes out the side to start off this ball game. Go to the bottom of the first, no score. Stir bats coming up next, and Maximus Berber out to the hill for the Barons.
Thanks for listening. But how would you like to read about your favorite team? Hi, this is Jim Buckley, and I'm proud to announce the publication of our first book about the Foresters, Stir It Up, the story of America's most successful summer baseball team, is out now. 100% of the profits from this new book will benefit the Hugs for Cubs. You can buy one at the ballpark or online. Visit sbforesters.org for a direct link, or look us up on bookbaby.com. You can also pick up a copy locally at the Mesa Bookstore or Chaucer's or the Tecolote Bookshop. Stir It Up includes a complete history of the team from the founding by Bob Townsend in 1991 through all 10 national championships under Bill Pintard. You'll hear again from great Foresters players, read about the Hugs for Cubs, check out our all-time records, and much more. Help the Hugs and read Stir It Up. More info at sbforesters.org.
Back at Santa Barbara High School, let's take a look at the starting lineup today for the Santa Barbara Foresters. Leading off and in left field, Daniel Patterson. To bat second in center field, Jonah Sebring. To bat third and at third base, Nola Souza. To bat fourth, the DH, Jack Holman. In the 5 spot, the catcher, Will Rogers. Batting sixth and at second base, his debut today, Nick Oakley. Batting third and in left, TJ Pompey. In the 8th spot and at first, Johnny Rodriguez, the 9-hole hitter today. And at short is Drew Markle. But on the hill today, we got a right-hander from Whittier College, Maximus Berber.
Berber 1-0 with a 3.86 ERA and 7 innings pitched. He's been one of their more reliable arms. And he'll look to start off strong against a potent Foresters lineup. They were able to jump on the Barons early last time in Compton. Patty yesterday reached in 2 of his 4 plate appearances.
Yeah, Patterson, nice day yesterday, getting bumped up first pitch, and Patterson will foul it back for strike number 1. Aiden, you allude to the first time that these two teams met. It was actually 3 weeks ago to the day. It was on Father's Day when Santa Barbara prevailed 7-2. So just the second of 3 matchups between these two teams all year. Here is the 0-1 to Patterson, and he sees it down and away, 1-1.
And usually at the top of the order, we see Caden Peterson playing in the outfield, but today it's Daniel Patterson getting some new faces in there with Markle at shortstop.
1-1 pitch, and this one is off. One hop past the shortstop into left field for Daniel Patterson. That is a leadoff base hit, and the Stirs in action early.
And a great sign to start for Daniel Patterson. Ball ripped into left center field. Couldn't have asked for much more. Now Jonah Sebring's turn.
The defense behind Maximus Berber today, Dylan Lena is at third, Evan Cornwell is at short, J.J. Cruz at second, Andrew Kirchner at first, Aiden Garcia is the catcher, Raymond Jenkins is out in left, Jackson Freeman in center, and Andy Cisneros, the right fielder for the MLB Academy Barons. But here comes Jonah Sebring. A lot of gauchos we're going to be seeing here today. Sebring, first one to bat, Daniel Patterson at first. First pitch to Patterson, to Sebring is in there for a strike, 0-1.
Little bit of a homecoming for these gauchos, and that only builds the camaraderie on this Forester group when you have players that have gone through the grueling season together in the Big West and can carry that over to the summer.
Sebring quickly down 0-2. Great pitch from Maximus Berber, and he is ahead against Jonah. No balls, 2 strikes.
If you're Jonah, something productive is necessary. Put a ball in play.
Check back to Patterson at first. Not only gauchos in this lineup, of course, Daniel Patterson playing for Westmont College. Not too far from here, just down the road. Coming set. Here's the 0-2 pitch, and Jonah will just reach for it to stay alive. Good work protecting the plate. Remains 0-2.
Great fight on a good location. The slider outside corner. We talked about it, but Sebring, very good 2-strike hitter. Never in a rush. You'll see the same with Nolan Souza on deck.
Here's the pitch. Runner goes. Sebring sprays it foul down the right field line. Patterson coming on back. It remains 0-2, and for the Sturs, now 50 for 73 in stolen bases and stolen base attempts on the year. And Patterson, good chunk of them, not as much as Sebring, but 4 for 6 on the base pass or Daniel Patterson.
They steal early and they steal often.
The 0-2 pitch, and Jonah just taps it, stays alive again. Good fight from Sebring.
Really good fight, and it's very demoralizing as a pitcher. Once the at-bat continues to go on, if you're Berber, you're looking for an out pitch, something to just get a ground ball, get a swing and a miss. But when Sebring continues to battle, more mistakes tend to happen.
Souza will be next. Man at first. Runner goes. Sebring will strike out. Patterson was hung up a little bit between first and second, but he will cruise down to second base. A stolen bag. Sebring down on strikes, 1 away to bring on up Nolan Souza.
Now batting for the Foresters, the
And he
third
found that
baseman,
out
number
pitch on a
3,
slider down in the zone. A good read. Daniel Patterson sees the ball in the dirt and takes off. Now giving Nolan Souza a chance to knock in the Sturs' first run.
Go down as a stolen bag for Patterson on the official scorebook. But here is Nolan Souza with a man in scoring position. The Sturs looking to capitalize early, just in the bottom of the first. First pitch missing away. That is ball 1 to Nolan.
Souza yesterday walked 3 times after that first inning 2 RBI double that set the stage for the Forster offense.
It's in a good count. Here's the 1-0, and that will just miss in for Nolan. That is ball 2. So Sebring struck out. The first man, Patterson, had a base hit. Now at second. Souza's able to reach. The lethal Jack Holman will be next. The Sturs going to jump out early. Stepping off is Berber. Look back to Patterson at second. Still 2-0 with the Sturs after putting up 19 runs in the 2 games against Conejo Oaks, who are at the time atop the CCL South. Obviously playing with a lot of momentum, especially offensively, putting up those 19 runs. Here's the 2-0, missing low, ball 3.
Good take by Souza, and there's been a clear scouting report for whoever the Forster play. Do not throw strikes to Nolan Souza. They do not want to get beat, but when you have Jack Holman waiting in the wings, it's a risk that you essentially have to play, but Holman's been taking advantage.
This one will find the strike zone on the 3-0 delivery, and Maximus Berber gets himself back in the count. Berber out on the hill. He's got a 1-0 record. It's his 7th appearance, but only his first start of the season for the right-hander. Here's the pitch, the 3-1, and that will find the strike zone. Souza now at a 3-2 count. Jack Holman next, and Patterson got a head start now at second.
And you'll see with 2 strikes, Souza doesn't necessarily change his approach. It stays the same throughout the AB.
Payoff pitch, and this one's on the ground, right side, into right field. That is a base hit. Daniel Patterson wheels his way around third base. That'll be an RBI single for Nolan Souza, and the Sturs now lead 1-0 here in the opening inning.
Beautiful piece of hitting from Nolan Souza. You see his body weight back on that off-speed curveball, able to pull it into right field. His bat-to-ball skills impress me every time we watch. A quick 1-0 lead for the Sturs.
That RBI is brought to us by Gold's Gym. Gold's has 3 locations in Santa Barbara and the Goleta area where the Foresters train to win. The job does not get any easier for Berber. That brings up Jack Holman, first pitch. This one's into right pretty well. Hit will stay in the yard, but Andy Cisneros slides over in the gap and makes the squeeze. And Holman retired off 1 pitch, 2 gone in the first.
That's a great barrel from Jack Holman. He ran into kind of that unlucky nature yesterday. A lot of these Forster hitters, they hit the ball hard. Sometimes they find gloves. Good piece by Holman to right center, but a nice play from Cisneros.
And for the Sturs yesterday, 6 knocks compared to Conejo, only with 3. And 2 of those 3 for Conejo came in the 8th inning. They held him to a single hit through 7. Now here comes Will Rogers, still a man at first, 2 out. First pitch to the catcher, and Rogers sees a breaking ball in, strike 1.
And Will continues to bounce around. We saw him yesterday warming up in the bullpen for what thought to be the 9th inning, but he ended up not coming in, and today he gets to start behind the dish.
It's down the count. Here's the 0-1. The runner takes off. It was a late hop, but a little bit of a bobble from Aiden Garcia behind the dish, and as a result, Nolan Souza with 2 outs now in scoring position.
there's been a clear issue for whoever the Foresters play, holding runners on. The Foresters, these jumps that they're getting are huge and almost walking leads to second base. An easy steal for Souza with no throw.
1-1 pitch, and Rogers swinging a miss, strike 2. You said Will Rogers catching here today. We saw Ryan Tame in the last couple days. The Sturs, even Bill Pintard alluded to it yesterday in the pregame, getting battered. Got a shorter bench in terms of position players, especially in that catching position. Really only just Taman and Rogers, the two catchers available now. But man, is that second, and here's a 1-2 pitch fouled off. We'll do it again.
And that could also play into why Oakley comes into the lineup today already inserted, starting at second base, trying to find depth from places you haven't looked at so far this season.
Nolan Souza is at second. He drove in the first run of the ball game. Here's the 1-2 pitch, and Rogers chops a high hopper over to Cornwell. The shortstop fields it right at the deck, and the throw will be good to retire at the side. Rogers will ground out, but the Sturs cash in a run here in the opening inning. Go to the second. Santa Barbara lead 1-0.
Need a new copier for your office? Coastal Copy is the original copier dealer in the Tri-Counties and your authorized Kyocera dealer, offering complete sales, service, and supplies on a full line of Kyocera Task Alpha digital MFPs. And thanks to the latest in Kyocera mobile and cloud technology, we offer Kyocera's mobile print app, which allows you to access documents through your smartphone or tablet. Call us today to schedule your free assessment and quote.
You'll see a difference because we go the distance.
Call 1-800-995-8835.
During this time of record market highs and gradual economic recovery, it's essential you have someone you can trust. For 10 consecutive years, the Santa Barbara News Press Reader's Choice Poll has awarded Tremblay Financial Services recognition for the financial guidance they provide their clients. Tremblay Financial Advisors continually educate their clients with new options and financial planning tailored fit to you. For more information or an appointment, call 569-1982 or log on to tremblayfinancial.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Centaurus Financial Inc., member FINRA and SIPC, a registered investment advisor. Tremblay Financial Services and Centaurus Financial are not affiliated companies. Investing involves risk, including potential loss of principal. No investment strategy can guarantee a profit or protect against a loss in periods of declining values.
To the second inning, and the Santa Barbara Foresters do lead 1-0. Daniel Patterson had a leadoff hit. Nolan Souza drove him in, and Frank Camarillo struck out the side to start his outing.
And Frank Camarillo looked amazing in the first inning. You look back to the bottom of the first, that hit by Souza, very impressive, waiting back on the curveball like we talked about. But if you're the Sturs with Souza advancing on the stolen base, you want to cash in another. I feel like they'll look back at that bottom of the first as maybe a missed opportunity, but the offense has been great, bouncing back, scoring in bunches throughout the later innings.
So for the Academy Barons, heart of the order coming on up, Pyle, Kirchner, and Lena. The Barons entering today 8-13. Santa Barbara Foresters now leading the CCL South at 14-7. On this mostly sunny day, a little bit of haze above us. Again, we talked about the fire yesterday up near your neck of the woods, Zayden, still going on up north. But Pyle batting from the right side. First pitch from Camarillo, and Pyle will spray it out of play, right side, strike one.
Great job by Camarillo. We all know 3 strikeouts swinging in the first inning. Gets right back in the zone attacking.
The 0-1 pitch to the DH, and Pyle will see slider missing in, 1-1. Good delivery from Frank, and the right-handed pitcher playing for UC Santa Barbara. Moving quick, 1-1, and Pyle sees it in, 2-1.
Pyle with 33 ABs at 273 batting average. Batting cleanup today.
2 balls and a strike. The leadoff batter in the second, Santa Barbara leading by a run. Now time being called by the DH. And for Pyle, playing collegiate ball so far for Fullerton College, junior college, down in the Fullerton area. comes a 2-1 pitch from Camarillo, and Pyle skies it into center field. Sliding on over to his right, Jonas Sebring. 1 away in the inning. Pyle retired.
Fans, it's time for the Old Kings Road.
A little bit of a hanging curveball there from Frank Camarillo. Not a pitch he wants to replicate, but got fortunate. We see a big outfield here at Santa Barbara High School. It takes a lot to hit a ball over the wall in left center field. That one wasn't particularly close. Nice play by Jonah. We know how good he is in center.
Here's the lefty batter, Andrew Kirchner. Stands in 1 away, bases clear. Camarillo retired in the first 4. Here's the first pitch. And Kirchner just reaches for it off the end of the bat. Strike 1.
The first pitch strikes have continued to come from Frank Camarillo. Keeps attacking.
The 0-1. Kirchner sees it away to even up the count at 1.
And with Camarillo's delivery, it's very deceptive. He hides the ball for a long time, and it's difficult for these batters to pick it up.
1-1 pitch, and there's a good breaking ball in for strike 2. Kirchner behind in the count.
And you see, once he starts to wind up, the glove covers the complete face, hiding it in his glove the whole way until the last second release.
1-2 pitch, and Kirchner will roll it left side. In comes the third baseman, Nolan Souza, and he cannot make the play. Kirchner rolled it. Charging was Souza. Kirchner aboard with 1 away.
Souza rushing, had to chop his feet with some speed on the back end. Could not handle it cleanly.
Go down as an E5. So Kirchner aboard with 1 out. And that's going to bring up Dylan Lena, batting from the right side. The first base runner now for the Barons in the first pitch. This one's down the left field line, well foul for strike 1 to Dylan Lena.
I'd say Dylan Lena has the best hair today, Hunter.
I was just about to say that. Nice flow from backside of the bucket from Dylan Lena. See if he can try to advance Andrew Kirchner in this 1-run ball game. Stirs on top. Here's the second pitch, and it's in there for strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes to the third baseman.
Back-to-back front door curveballs from Frank. And he keeps throwing that pitch for strikes. We saw a lot of fastballs in the first inning. The second has been a ton of off-speed.
Here's the 0-2. There's a heater high, ball 1. To follow Lena will be Aiden Garcia. Only a single out. Andrew Kirchner reaching on the air now at first.
I'd go right back to that curveball on the inside corner. Doesn't seem that Lena wants any part of that pitch.
The 1-2, and Lena just taps it back to stay alive. Dylan Lena has played for Golden West Community College. Good school down south here, Santa Barbara. Pushes out a lot of good talent, but when you look at this MLB Academy team, in their last 10, they've gone 4-6 in the last 10 CCL games. And the Stars dropped those 2 games against Slow, but on the up and up again. Here's the 1-2, and striking out is Dylan Lena. Frank Camarillo now has 4 Ks here in the second.
Right back to that curveball. Frank Camarillo continues to spin it, and Lena could not hold up.
But now with 2 out here in the second, Stars holding on to a 1-run lead. Andrew Kirchner is at first in terms of trying to swipe a bag. He's gone 4-for-4 this season. But here's the catcher, Aiden Garcia, another lefty. First pitch, Garcia taps it down the first baseline, out of play, strike 1. And for Garcia, 217 clip, but good on base percentage. 357 for him. Trying to work around Kirchner here in the second. Here's the 0-1 pitch, and Garcia sees it low, 1-1.
And that has to do with the 5 walks. Looking at the OBP, very patient hitter out of the 7 spot. Looking to kind of kickstart the bottom of this order.
Only 1 base runner so far today for the Barons. 1-1 pitch is in there for strike 2. Garcia now having to protect the plate, ball, and 2 strikes to the 7-hole hitter.
And when that backdoor breaking ball sets up, Hunter, is the fastball elevated. You see the curveball, the sights are down. Might try to go up with the heater here.
1-2 pitch as Garcia will see a ball away. Good delivery from Frank, just missing away. 2-2.
And instead, he threw the exact same pitch again, just a hair off the outside corner. Good location. Frank hasn't missed over the middle yet. Looking to continue that success.
2-2 pitch, and Garcia lifts it left side in the left field. TJ Pompey just a few steps over to his left and makes the squeeze, and Aiden Garcia a fly out into left, and Frank Camarillo retires this side. We go to the bottom of the second. Santa Barbara lead by a run.
We're Tammy and Scott from Draftsman Ale Works here in Goleta, California.
For me, making beer is a dream come true. Seeing the community come together in our brewery is a fantastic feeling.
Community West Bank has trusted and believed in us from the very beginning.
Not only have they helped us by getting to where we are today, but they're helping us lay a path for where we want to go.
We count on them.
The community counts on Draftsman Ale Works to bring people together. We're glad they count on us. Community West Bank, member FDIC.
It's out of here. It's tough to tell whether that's another Forester's home run or one of the many flights going out of the Santa Barbara Airport. With 22 daily departures and 11 direct destinations, including Chicago, Dallas, Las Vegas, San Diego, and Seattle, there's no need to drive and fly when you can take off local at the Santa Barbara Airport. Prepare for a departure from the usual travel experience. Choose SBA and depart differently. A proud partner of the Santa Barbara Foresters.
When it comes to your office equipment needs, call Coastal Copy. We're the largest independent office equipment dealership in the Tri-Counties, and as your locally owned authorized Savin dealer, Coastal Copy offers complete sales, service, and supplies on a full line of Savin digital copiers and MFPs, Savin color printers, digital duplicators, Savin wide format systems, digital presses, document management solutions, and more. That's Coastal Copy.
You'll see a difference because we go the distance.
Call 1-800-995-8835.
Bottom of the second inning from Santa Barbara High School. Nick Oakley, TJ Pompey, and Johnny Rodriguez will face Maximus Berber and the home team on top by a run. But Nick Oakley will stand in for the first time this season. Recently activated, but Oakley, he's got loads of ties to Santa Barbara. Just finished up his senior season at UC Santa Barbara. Not only that, played here at Santa Barbara High School in his high school days. So in steps Nick Oakley for the first time this season.
Phenomenal middle infielder for UC Santa Barbara. If you paid any attention to the regionals, he's one of the best players on that team.
He's the first pitch high and away for ball number 1. So Nick Oakley leading things off at second base here today for Bill Pintard. The 1-0 pitch, and Oakley upstairs, shallow center field, sliding on over. Actually making the catch is the center fielder in the middle of the lawn, and Freeman makes the play, and Nick Oakley retired for the first out in the second.
Just missed that one. Based on the scouting report from our fellow interns, we know that Nick Oakley, very aggressive hitter, and he showed it there. First pitch over the middle that he saw for a strike, tried to crush it, but just missed it, fly out to center.
Here's TJ Pompey, bases clear, 1 away. And the first pitch, swinging, strike 1. And TJ out in left field today. Typically see him in the infield. He's at short yesterday. The 0-1, and TJ quickly down 0-2.
And when you're in a slump, you tend to chase pitches out of the zone and take ones that are within. That's something TJ Pompey's kind of struggled with, but having him in left adds a lot of depth to this lineup.
The 0-2 pitch, and he was able to swing through, and it gets past the catcher, so TJ Pompey will reach base while striking out, but he is aboard with 1 away. That ball got past Aiden Garcia. For a moment, looked like TJ tapped it, but he strikes out, but reaches base, so TJ aboard with 1 away.
Now batting for the Foresters, the first baseman, number 33, Johnny
Very fortunate for TJ Pompey, but he'll take it anyway to get on base, and now some speed with Johnny Rodriguez digging in.
So Pompey aboard on the drop third strike, and Rodriguez stands in. Here's the pitch, and Johnny in the left center field, tracking back is Zach Freeman right in front of the fence and makes the catch. TJ halfway between first and second has to go back. Rodriguez gave it a ride, but comes up empty, 2 gone in the second.
That's an awesome swing of the bat for Johnny Rodriguez with no result, but one that you really can build off of as the game goes on. Fastball, middle, crushes it to the opposite field. And I was very impressed with the read from Freeman in center, tracking that down. Nice play.
Pompey remains at first, and here's Drew Markle at the 9th spot today. Look in from Maximus Berber. First pitch, and Markle sees it down. Great keep from Garcia. Ball 1.
Markle bouncing around between the outfield and shortstop. Today, getting the start at short. And we've seen those at-bats have gotten a lot better as the season have gone on. Looking for a big day out of the 9th spot.
The 1-0 pitch, and Markle will take strike 1 to even up the count on the delivery from Maximus Berber.
Markle going to Ole Miss, and his freshman year didn't play a ton, just like a lot of these young players in college. Next year, we'll see a lot more action.
As the 1-1 away for Drew. That is ball 2. Markle currently hitting under 200. Still gets on base decent amount of the time. Check back to first. Pompey in safely. And it remains 2-1 for Drew.
And even with Drew struggling, he still found his way into the lineup with that glove.
The runner goes. A 2-1 sprayed foul over the first base dugout. That is strike 2 for Drew Markle. He's able to reach. Patterson led off with a single and came around to score the lone run of the ball game. Awaits on deck. Santa Barbara looking to go into the off day tomorrow on a 3-game winning streak and a lot of momentum. Here comes the 2-2 pitch, and Markle will swing through the zone. He will strike out Maximus Berber. K's 2 in the second and remains a 1-0 ball game headed to the 3rd. Santa Barbara Airport has 5 airlines: American, Alaska, Delta Air, Southwest, and United, with 12 direct destinations from Santa Barbara to Atlanta, Dallas, Denver, Las Vegas, Oakland, Los Angeles, Salt Lake City, Portland, San Francisco, Phoenix, Seattle, and Sacramento. With 23 daily departures from Santa Barbara, SBA's newest daily service on Delta Airlines to Atlanta and Salt Lake City can ensure that you can get anywhere in the world in just one stop. SBA is proud to join over 200 airports around the world in the Hidden Disabilities Sunflower Program. Passengers with a disability can opt into the program, and in doing so, trained staff at SBA will be there to provide additional level of customer service. You can learn more at www.flysba.com. Once again, you can learn more and book your flights today from Santa Barbara at www.flysba.com.
I'm Eric Anand, CEO and Managing Director of Santa Barbara Airbus. Santa Barbara Airbus is all about the customer experience. Having your customers count on you. It's because people recognize that you're there when you need them. One of the early challenges for our business was equipment financing. Community West Bank has always found a way for the terms and conditions to work for us and for them. I count on Community West Bank.
The community counts on Santa Barbara Airbus to keep them moving. We're glad they count on us. Community West Bank, member FDIC.
Now in the 3rd inning from Santa Barbara High School, 8-9-1 coming on up for the Barons, Jenkins, Cisneros, and Cornwell, with Frank Camarillo remaining on the bump. Only one base runner against him who reached via an error. Frank has been phenomenal.
He has been amazing. And in the pregame, we talked about how that 2-pitch mix is really where he finds his success. The fastball and the sweeping curveball, and both have been executed to perfection.
And Camarillo in his 3rd start, entering today 0-1 record, even 3 ERA. Raymond Jenkins bats from the right side. First pitch from Camarillo as Jenkins checks his swing, sees a fastball in, 1-0.
Feels like the Forsters are up by much more than just 1-0 based on the quality of their at-bats, hoping to move forward with that.
Second pitch missing down, and quickly Raymond Jenkins ahead in the count at the 8th spot, 2-0 against Camarillo. Raymond Jenkins playing for Barstow College, leading things off in the 3rd. Here's the pitch, and it's in there for a strike, 2-1.
And his numbers at Barstow Hunter were very good, .313 average. Not a lot of pop in the bat, but a guy that can put the ball in play and steal a bag if he gets on.
2-1 pitch. over the first base dugout, evens up the count, 2-2 for the leadoff man for the Barons.
The bottom of the order is necessary for Camarillo to continue to attack. Trust your stuff here.
2-2 pitch, and Jenkins will stay alive, sends it well back in the fencing. Good velocity off that barrel when he fouled it back. Means 2-2.
And you see it a ton, regardless of how gifted both teams are skill-wise. These CCL games are generally close.
The 2-2 pitch, and Jenkins in the right field, sliding over is Daniel Patterson, makes the catch, one away in the third.
Nice play there by Patty, who's not in right field a whole lot, but made it look easy. Looks comfortable out there for out number 1.
Put in the middle of the grass out there for Patterson. Here's Andy Cisneros, the man batting from the right side and at the 9th spot today. Cisneros been struggling in this CCL season with the Barons. Gets to start today in the 9-hole. First pitch, and this one is drilled in right center field, and it will fall for a base hit. So 1-out knock for Andy Cisneros, and well done out of the 9th spot to turn over the lineup. First knock of the day for the Barons.
And speaking of the 9-spot hunter, yesterday Kai Caranto, 2 hits out of that same spot. A lot of times you'll see players in the bottom of the order get more fastballs, get more challenge pitches, but whether it was yesterday with Caranto on the Oaks or Cisneros today, both barreling up the ball in the bottom of the order.
Check back to him at first and safely with Johnny Rodriguez holding on to him. So still awaiting the first pitch for Evan Cornwell. His second look at Camarillo. He K'd against Frank in the opening inning. But a 1-out base runner on the first pitch as Cornwell looks to bunt. He sees it away, ball 1.
Cornwell, his first time through, struck out swinging. He was the first of that whole side of the inning striking out via Frank Camarillo punch-outs.
1-0 pitch, and this one is rolling its way over to second base. Nick Oakley has to cover a lot of ground, but makes the play at first. Cisneros does advance to second, but Cornwell grounds out. Productive out, however, for the man at the top of the order, 2 gone.
It's a really nice play from Nick Oakley. Talked about how he went to high school here. Familiar with the way the ball bounces off this dirt. Familiar with the middle infield, and ranging to his left made it look easy.
So here's Zach Freeman, 2 gone. A base runner at second base for the Barons, looking to tie up this ball game in the third. Freeman on the first pitch, checks his swing. Did he go? No. He's able to lay off of it. Ball 1.
Always difficult there with a 3-man umpire crew to appeal that check swing. Naturally, the guy behind the mound is going to be able to see it that well.
1-0 pitch, and Freeman sends this one up the middle. Can Sebring get there? Yes, he can. Good read from Jonah out in center field, and Freeman is retired, and Cisneros left on the bases. Bottom of the third we go. Sturs lead by a run.
I'm Eric Onen, CEO and Managing Director of Santa Barbara Airbus. Santa Barbara Airbus is all about the customer experience. Having your customers count on you. It's because people recognize that you're there when you need them. One of the early challenges for our business was equipment financing. Community West Bank has always found a way for the terms and conditions to work for us and for them. I count on Community West Bank.
The community counts on Santa Barbara Airbus to keep them moving. We're glad they count on us. Community West Bank, member FDIC.
It's out of here. It's tough to tell whether that's another Forester's home run or one of the many flights going out of the Santa Barbara Airport. With 22 daily departures and 11 direct destinations, including Chicago, Dallas, Las Vegas, San Diego, and Seattle, there's no need to drive and fly when you can take off local at the Santa Barbara Airport. Prepare for a departure from the usual travel experience. Choose SBA and depart differently. A proud partner of the Santa Barbara Foresters.
Top Yoders coming on up for the Stirs as they lead 1-0 in the home half of the third. First pitch to Patterson, and it's away from Maximus Berber, remaining on the hill, the starter for the Barons. But Patty, base hit in the first and was driven in by Souza. That's how we have our 1-0 score. 1-0 pitch, and Daniel sees a breaking ball in for strike number 1.
Second time through, the Foresters offense will have a lot more intel as to how to attack Berber on the mound. He's been finding a lot of success with that big curveball.
1-1 pitch, and this one in right center field, staying in the yard. Freeman just slides over into the gap, makes the squeeze, and Patterson retired for the first time today. One away in the third.
Another good barrel from Daniel Patterson. An at-bat where he's going to feel good about it. You see Smiles headed back to the dugout. Barreled it, but found a glove in center field.
This is going to bring up Jonas Sebring. Strikeout victim in the opening inning. Now stands in, bases clear, 1 out in the third. Sebring yesterday reached base once, able to score a run. Also had a sacrifice fly to bring home a run. Here's the first pitch. It's skied down the left field line. Dylan Lena is called up by the shortstop Cornwell and makes the squeeze in foul ground, just a couple feet in foul ground, and retired Jonas Sebring. And 2 quick outs for Maximus Berber.
In the nature of baseball, very difficult sport as we all know, but Jonas Sebring, he comes into this team red hot right away for a week and a half. He started to cool down just a bit. And one thing I've noticed, he's popping up more baseballs than those line drives. Just a minor adjustment, but still so valuable to this team, looking to turn it around.
First pitch to Nolan Souza, well away. And Nolan has an RBI single in this ball game. And Aiden, you've mentioned it already today. First pitch well away to Souza. Really don't want to have much part of Souza, but again, with Holman on deck, tough 1-2 punch in the 3-4 spots. Here's a second pitch, swing and a miss, strike 1.
And when you play at Arkansas, all SEC freshman team, that's one of the best programs in the entire country. You're going to catch the eye of every single team you play for the rest of your career.
1-1 pitch, and Nolan sends it up and out of play over the third base dugout. 1-2.
Looking at numbers, 110 ABs for Nolan at Arkansas. That's unheard of, batting .255 with a .509 slugging percentage.
Comes the 1-2 pitch, and Nolan will see it down. It's 2-2. Check that now, 2-1.
You can just tell by his demeanor that 2 strike counts do not phase him ever. Had the RBI single on that same count last inning.
This is foul back. It is a 2-2 count here for Nolan. And we did talk about, well, just talking about Nolan Souza playing for Arkansas, but all those big names that Bill Pintar is able to bring here to the Foresters and create just such a tough lineup, 1 through 9, in terms of pitching as well. So good on the back end. Here's the 2-2, and Nolan sees ball 3 high, full count.
Great at-bat here from Nolan. Will not expand the strike zone. So frustrating for pitchers facing him.
3-2 pitch will miss high, and Nolan Souza aboard for the second time today. Just like yesterday's ball game, he reached base 4 times with 3 walks. He has his first walk of the day. That's going to bring up Jack Holman, soon to be UC Santa Barbara Gaucho. 2-out base runner now at first.
And Holman swung early in the first inning with that deep fly ball to right center field. 1 through 9, the Foresters put in great barrel to ball so far.
First pitch, and it will miss low. Ball 1 to Jack Holman. Holman's been playing for UCLA, but recently committed to UC Santa Barbara. And we alluded to all the Gauchos. Camarillo, the starting pitcher. UCSB, Sebring, UCSB, Holman. Soon to be runner goes. The throw down from Garcia. It's a good throw, but safe at second. As the pitcher Berber thought they had him, but Souza in at second safely.
What a slide that was from Nolan Souza from our angle. He swam around the tag, and you can see him shaking his head knowing that he was safe. Ball was there, beat him clearly, but the umpire and Souza can tell as well. Perfect slide avoiding the tag with that swim move.
He's aboard for the second time today and already his second stolen bag. And Jack Holman is at 2-0 count, trying to drive in the second run of the day for the Sturs. Here's the pitch, and Jack will take a strike, 2-1. Souza's still perfect on the year in terms of base running. He's now 7 for 7 in that department. He's executed very well on the season. 2-1 pitch as Holman on the ground right side. Here's J.J. Cruz, scoops it up and over to first to retire the side. Souza works a walk, stolen bag, but stranded on the bases. We are headed to the fourth. Santa Barbara still lead 1-0.
Thanks for listening. But how would you like to read about your favorite team? Hi, this is Jim Buckley, and I'm proud to announce the publication of our first book about the Foresters, Stir It Up, the story of America's most successful summer baseball team, is out now. 100% of the profits from this new book will benefit the Hugs for Cubs. You can buy one at the ballpark or online. Visit sbforesters.org for a direct link, or look us up on bookbaby.com. You can also pick up a copy locally at the Mesa Bookstore or Chaucer's or the Tecolote Bookshop. Stir It Up includes a complete history of the team from the founding by Bob Townsend in 1991 through all 10 national championships under Bill Pintard. You'll hear again from great Foresters players, read about the Hugs for Cubs, check out our all-time records, and much more. Help the Hugs and read Stir It Up. More info at sbforesters.org.
In the fourth inning, here from Santa Barbara High School, Frank Camarillo remains on the bump. J.J. Cruz, Andrew Pyle, Andrew Kirchner coming on up for the Barons, but they do trail by a run. That lone run coming in the first for the Sturs, facing 3, 4, and 5. Now is Camarillo.
And Berber's really settled down on the other side for the MLB Academy Barons. Done a nice job executing ground balls, and the Foresters offense has been quiet. But Frank Camarillo continues to chug on. He's been amazing on the bump.
First pitch to J.J. Cruz, and Cruz sees a fastball away. Ball 1. J.J. a strikeout victim in the opening inning when Camarillo K'd the side. Leadoff man sees the 1-0 pitch, and Cruz will slowly roll it back to the hill, and Camarillo jogs over to underhand toss it to the man at first, Rodriguez, and Cruz retired, 1 away in the fourth.
Now batting for the Barons, number 36.
Still no leadoff hitter has gotten on base, and that's really settled down the Forester defense. Nice play by Camarillo, just a slow ground ball right back to him. And a lot of pitchers in that situation might not run the ball all the way over there and flip it. That's a great quality in any PFP. Well coached out there. Great play by Camarillo.
There's Andrew Pyle. First pitch is in there at 81. Great delivery from Frank. No balls and a strike. The man batting on the fourth spot today in the order and the DH. Camarillo moving quick now. The 0-1, and Pyle spits on it. 1-1.
And speaking of moving quick, in between innings, Frank Camarillo is running out there on the mound, throwing his warm-up pitches, just staying in that routine.
The 1-1, and Pyle sends it down the right field line. That one's rolling its way down into the corner. Pyle rounds first base, going to second. Patterson scoops up and heaves it over to the middle infielder Markle, and it is a 1-out double for the DH. Andrew Pyle now in scoring position.
Really nice barrel, and talked about how Camarillo hasn't missed over the middle of the strike zone up to this point. That time was a mistake. Good barrel to the opposite field, but look at him pitch through the 1-out double.
Here's Andrew Kirchner. He reached on error in the second. He has an opportunity to drive in the first run of the day for the Barons to tie us up at 1. Only a 1-0 ball game in the top of the fourth. This game wide open. Pyle now at second, picked up the second hit of the day for the Barons. First pitch now to Kirchner, and it misses away, ball 1.
Kirchner reached via error his first time through when Nolan Souza booted that slow ground ball. Has an open base to play with. We'll see how Camarillo utilizes it.
1-0 pitch, and will miss away just a fraction to Kirchner, and he's quickly ahead 2-0 against Camarillo. And for Frank, looking to work around that 1-out double. 2-0 pitch, and Kirchner swinging a miss out of fastball at 90 miles an hour zone. 90 miles an hour, well out of the zone, I should say. 2 balls and a strike.
And that shows that two-seam movement from Frank Camarillo. From our angle, looks like Kirchner expanded the zone, but that's that late break.
Here's the pitch, and the 2-1 foul back, giving up the count at 2, and Kirchner was ahead. Now has an even 2-2 count. Dylan Lena will be next for the Barons.
Amazing job by Frank Camarillo, battling back after being down 2-0.
You see Camarillo cycling through the signs, moving with pace. The 2-2 pitch, and Kirchner sees ball 3, full count.
Have Lena on deck, who is a power threat. Now Chance echoing about the beer batter, wanting to punch out.
3-2 pitch, and Kirchner will see ball 4 away, and Kirchner aboard for the second time. First base on balls that he will reach.
Just a bit outside, and everyone in attendance wanted that one. Borderline 50-50, but results in the ball.
So for the first time in this ball game, 2 base runners for the Academy Barons. Al still remains at second, 1 away in the 4th. Now enters Dylan Lena, struck out in the 2nd. First pitch, and Lena will just tap it foul, strike 1.
That got a piece of the umpire on the left bicep.
Wind's currently blowing out toward left center field. They sometimes oscillate going pole to pole and blowing away, dead away into center field here at Eddie Matthews Field. Camarillo look back to second. The 0-1 pitch, and Lena ground ball left side. Here's Drew Markle, scoops it. There's 1 at second. Will it be 2? Yes, it will. The double play, 6-4-3 to get out of the inning. Well done by the Sturs. They go to the bottom of the 4th. Rogers, Oakley, Pompey next.
During this time of record market highs and gradual economic recovery, it's essential you have someone you can trust. For 10 consecutive years, the Santa Barbara News Press Reader's Choice Poll has awarded Tremblay Financial Services recognition for the financial guidance they provide their clients. Tremblay Financial Advisors continually educate their clients with new options and financial planning tailored fit to you. For more information or an appointment, call 569-1982 or log on to tremblayfinancial.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Centaurus Financial Inc., member FINRA and SIPC, a registered investment advisor. Tremblay Financial Services and Centaurus Financial are not affiliated companies. Investing involves risk, including potential loss of principal. No investment strategy can guarantee a profit or protect against a loss in periods of declining values.
We're Tammy and Scott from Draftsman Ale Works here in Goleta, California.
For me, making beer is a dream come true. Seeing the community come together in our brewery is a fantastic feeling.
Community West Bank has trusted and believed in us from the very beginning.
Not only have they helped us by getting to where we are today, but they're helping us lay a path for where we want to go.
We count on them.
The community counts on Draftsman Ale Works to bring people together. We're glad they count on us. Community West Bank, member FDIC.
Santa Barbara Foresters turned a great double play in the bottom, the top half of this inning with plenty of time to spare, and Will Rogers will kick things off with Santa Barbara leading 1-0, home half of 4.
Great double play that was. Not a lot of speed on the back end with Lena running, but still a difficult throw, kind of cross body from Nick Oakley receiving that feed. And the Forester continue to roll on.
First pitch now to Will Rogers, and will miss down the way to the right-handed bat. Maximus Berber remains on the bump for the MLB Academy Barons. Rogers, first time against him, had a ground out to short. The 1-0 pitch, and Rogers will see a breaking ball. Might have lit up the zone. Rogers gets the call, ball 2.
The Stars still looking for that one big inning that puts this game away.
The 2-0, and Rogers sees it down low at 89, 3-0. Nick Oakley will be next. An opportunity to get some extra runs here. He's able to reach base. Berber needing to find the strike zone. Here's a 3-0, and Rogers, the green light, just taps it down off himself, 3-1.
Very difficult for the Foresters, only leading 1-0. You look at a guy, Frank Camarillo, and makes his outing so far that much more impressive. Pitching with little run support, still executing, getting ground balls, and getting strikeouts.
3-1 pitch, and that will be ball 4 for Will Rogers. He will reach base. The leadoff man aboard for Santa Barbara.
And now setting the table for Nick Oakley, who's looking for that Forester signature moment. A little warm welcome for these home fans.
So for Oakley, gonna fly out into center field, but Nick Oakley and the entire Oakley family, a lot of ties to the Santa Barbara Foresters. He will stand in for the second time today. Will Rogers, the leadoff walk. Santa Barbara looking for some extra runs. Oakley, the first pitch, swinging out of play over the third base dugout. Strike 1.
And you see that aggressive mindset in the box continuing. Just missing that one, trying to shoot it to the opposite field.
And Oakley showed up today, didn't even have a number, signed his paperwork, and now the second pitch will be missing away, 1-1. But donning number 2. The man who just completed up his senior season at UC Santa Barbara, check back to first. Will Rogers in safely. Means 1-1 for Nick. One pitch, and Oakley pops it up left side, shallow left field, moving over the third baseman, and Lena is able to make the catch, fights the win, but makes the squeeze 1 away in the 4th.
Very difficult play from Lena there, ranging back out of the third base position. Generally, you'll see the shortstop call him off if the angle is better, but that time Lena took it all the way.
Here's TJ Pompey, a strikeout victim, but he did reach on a drop third strike. Runner goes, and it gets past the catcher Garcia. There's no throw down, and Will Rogers into the second station, and a 1-out runner in scoring position for the Stars.
Appeared that Will Rogers would have stole that anyway, but made it easier that it was a wild pitch. TJ Pompey, we're rooting for him. That one big hit, still looking for it, and this is a perfect opportunity.
Here's the 1-0. We'll miss it 88 down for TJ. 2-0. Pompey in left field today. He does have a favorable wind blowing out towards center field. As Berber looks on in. 1 out, man at second. Here's a 2-0 pitch, and Rogers runs, and this ball is popped up, and in shallow left field, Jenkins is called off by the shortstop, Evan Cornwell, who will make the squeeze in the shallow left field lawn. Having to go back to second is Will Rogers, and Pompey retired.
It's a very frustrating at-bat for TJ Pompey. When you have a runner on second base with 1 out, you just want to move him over at the very least. He failed to do so. And for Berber, that's just as good as a strikeout. Now 1 out away from escaping the jam.
So now with 2 out here in the 4th. Here's the 8-hole hitter, Johnny Rodriguez. Rodriguez fly out to center in the second. Can put something in play. Rogers, a very good runner. First pitch, and that is down. Ball 1. The only run in this ball game, the leadoff man came around to score it for the Stars. It was Patterson, reached on a hit. Souza drove him in. 1-0 pitch, and this one is straight to the left. The third baseman, Dylan Lena, who makes the catch on the frozen rope right to him, and Rodriguez will line out to the third baseman for the third out of the inning. We are headed to the fifth. Santa Barbara still lead by a run over the MLB Academy Barons.
We're Tammy and Scott from Draftsman Ale Works here in Goleta, California.
For me, making beer is a dream come true. Seeing the community come together in our brewery is a fantastic feeling.
Community West Bank has trusted and believed in us from the very beginning.
Not only have they helped us by getting to where we are today, but they're helping us lay a path for where we want to go.
We count on them.
The community counts on Draftsman Ale Works to bring people together. We're glad they count on us. Community West Bank, member FDIC.
It's out of here. It's tough to tell whether that's another Forester's home run or one of the many flights going out of the Santa Barbara Airport. With 22 daily departures and 11 direct destinations, including Chicago, Dallas, Las Vegas, San Diego, and Seattle, there's no need to drive and fly when you can take off local at the Santa Barbara Airport. Prepare for a departure from the usual travel experience. Choose SBA and depart differently. A proud partner of the Santa Barbara Foresters.
When it comes to your office equipment needs, call Coastal Copy. We're the largest independent office equipment dealership in the Tri-Counties, and as your locally owned authorized Savin dealer, Coastal Copy offers complete sales, service, and supplies on a full line of Savin digital copiers and MFPs, Savin color printers, digital duplicators, Savin wide format systems, digital presses, document management solutions, and more. That's Coastal Copy.
You'll see a difference because we go the distance.
Call 1-800-995-8835.
Now in the fifth inning from Santa Barbara High School, and it is the Finney's fifth Craft House inning. Finney's Craft House is located on Lower State Street. It's a great place for Forester fans to gather before or after any game. Finney's Craft House. So it's the bottom of the order coming on up, and Frank Camarillo remaining in the ball game for his fifth inning. Garcia will lead things off, Jenkins, and then Cisneros.
Forester's now 0 for 3 with runners in scoring position. Not a good recipe as far as the offense is concerned, but they're fortunate that the outing for Frank Camarillo has been so efficient, marching into the fifth inning.
First pitch, and it will miss in for ball number 1 for Camarillo. Seen a lot of off-speed stuff, but his fastball has been looking very nice. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Aiden Garcia, leading things off, and Garcia sends it back in the fence, 1-1.
And he has two different looking fastballs, that sinker with that two-seam tail to lefties and very difficult to see, and then the fastball with that rise. A lot of late movement. That's where he's found most of his success.
1-1 pitch, and that is down the middle, 1-2. Raymond Jenkins will be next for the Barons. In this 1-0 ball game, top of 5. Camarillo continuing to shake off a couple from Will Rogers. Here's the 1-2 pitch. And Garcia will strike out. 5th K of the day for Camarillo, 1 away in the 5th.
Now batting for the Barons,
Awesome job by Frank Camarillo, pulling the string with that changeup, racking up yet another strikeout.
So here's Raymond Jenkins, and for Camarillo, now in his 5th inning as a starter. We look towards the bullpen for the rest of the game for Ryan Kramer. But the first pitch to Jenkins is sent down the right field line. That ball will fall, and Daniel Patterson will have to run his way after it. Jenkins going to second, and he will go in standing, a 1-out double for Raymond Jenkins. The MLB Academy Barons have a runner in scoring position.
And we look back to that double by the cleanup hitter Pyle, almost in the exact same spot on the exact same pitch. That fastball elevated in the middle, being ripped to the opposite field. But last time, Camarillo was able to pitch through that 1-out double. Exact same situation here.
It's going to bring up the 9-hole hitter, Andy Cisneros, collected the first hit of the day for the Barons. But now a man at second base, in time being called by Andy, the right fielder. Sturs just holding on to this 1-0 lead. Tying run at second. First pitch to Cisneros, and Cisneros will dribble it into the first base dugout. Strike 1.
Good location by Frank Camarillo with that off-speed down. And generally with that open first base, you're able to pick around, but knowing it's the 9-hole hitter, have to attack.
Look to second. The 0-1 pitch. He'll step off and scampering back to second is Raymond Jenkins.
Jenkins did get caught off a little bit at second there, Hunter, but no one was there to cover, so Camarillo just looks him back.
It will be Nick Oakley covering second. He retreats to the 0-1, and this one is grounded over to Drew Markle, who slides to his right, and the throw is good to Rodriguez. Good cross-diamond throw. Cisneros retired, 2 gone.
Now batting for the Barons.
Perfect job by Markle, looking the runner back, just as all good infielders do. And then firing a strike to Johnny Rodriguez. Had to stretch a little high, but still made it look relatively easy. Now 1 out away from yet another 0.
Here's Evan Cornwell, top of the order. 0 for 2 today, a K and a ground out to second. First pitch, and it's away at 92. Ball 1 to Cornwell.
And the top of this Barons order, 1, 2, and 3. 0 for 6 so far today.
The 1-0 pitch and a swing to miss. Chance down at second base. Markle slaps the tag down to the man at second. Jenkins caught off of second base. Great stuff from Rogers and Drew Markle. And Frank Camarillo only has to face 3 batters in the 5th. We go to the bottom of the Finneys' 5th inning. Sturs still lead 1-0.
Over to the blue tent by the first base dugout side.
Santa Barbara Airport has 5 airlines: American, Alaska, Delta Air, Southwest, and United, with 12 direct destinations from Santa Barbara to Atlanta, Dallas, Denver, Las Vegas, Oakland, Los Angeles, Salt Lake City, Portland, San Francisco, Phoenix, Seattle, and Sacramento. With 23 daily departures from Santa Barbara, SBA's newest daily service on Delta Airlines to Atlanta and Salt Lake City can ensure that you can get anywhere in the world in just one stop. SBA is proud to join over 200 airports around the world in the Hidden Disabilities Sunflower Program. Passengers with a disability can opt into the program, and in doing so, trained staff at SBA will be there to provide additional level of customer service. You can learn more at www.flysba.com. Once again, you can learn more and book your flights today from Santa Barbara at www.flysba.com.
I'm Eric Anand, CEO and Managing Director of Santa Barbara Airbus. Santa Barbara Airbus is all about the customer experience. Having your customers count on you. It's because people recognize that you're there when you need them. One of the early challenges for our business was equipment financing. Community West Bank has always found a way for the terms and conditions to work for us and for them. I count on Community West Bank.
The community counts on Santa Barbara Airbus to keep them moving. We're glad they count on us. Community West Bank, member FDIC.
Bottom of the 5th inning, Drew Markle will be leading things off 9-1-2. Coming on up for the Sturs, Maximus Berber remains on the hill for the Barons. 1-0 ball game. First pitch to Drew, and will miss away, ball 1.
Berber has been amazing for the Academy Barons. Settled down after that run in the first inning. All 0 since.
1-0 pitch, and Markle chases the fastball out of the zone. 1-1. And when we look to that first inning, 2 hits for the Sturs, and since that inning, no hits. Patterson reached, came around to score on the base hit from Souza to make it a 1-0 ball game.
And Markle can really spark something here with his speed if he were to reach.
1-1 pitch, and that one's down and away. Ball 2. And Markle still using that walk-up song, Poker Face. I always like it when it comes on, personally. Got a good, nice rhythm to it.
Absolutely, great song.
2-1, as Drew will foul it back, 2-2.
And we thought once he switched walk-up songs that a hot streak was inbound, but has still struggled just a bit at the plate. But that's baseball. Long season, hits come in bunches, and those slumps kind of drag on.
2-2, that's down for ball 3. Full count for Markle, trying to reach base for the first time today. He K'd in the second against Maximus Berber. Next will be Patterson and Sebring, top 2 in the order for the Sturs. Here comes the 3-2 pitch. And Markle checks his swing. Did he go? Yes, he did. He thought he had first base. but Markle cannot lay off of it, says our first base umpire. 1 down in the 5th.
Look from our angle that Markle did in fact go around, but started jogging down there to first base thinking he had a free pass. Patty looking to pick him up, and 2 amazing at-bats. Looking to replicate that here in the 5th.
Here's Patterson. First pitch swinging, popped up, shallow right field. Cruz, the second baseman, called off by Cisneros, the right fielder. 1 pitch and 1 out to retire Patterson. 2 gone in the 5th.
Patty staying aggressive. First pitch swinging to right field, but cannot find any outfield grass. This Forster offense has been very, very quiet. Only 2 hits moving into the 5th inning.
Here's Sebring. Base is clear, 2 out. First pitch, and Jonah will take a strike at 77, 0-1. And after those first 2 hits in the opening inning, Pompey reached on a drop third strike, then 2 walks, 1 in the 3rd and 1 in the 4th. Other than that, no action for the Sturs. The 0-1 as Sebring drills it into left. Jenkins will slide on over, makes the squeeze. A little bit of a slide, but he retires Jonah. And Berber, 3 up, 3 down in the 5th. We go to the 6th. It is still a 1-0 ball game here in Santa Barbara.
All right, attention everyone. We will be
During this time of record market highs and gradual economic recovery, it's essential you have someone you can trust. For 10 consecutive years, the Santa Barbara News Press Reader's Choice Poll has awarded Tremblay Financial Services recognition for the financial guidance they provide their clients. Tremblay Financial Advisors continually educate their clients with new options and financial planning tailored fit to you. For more information or an appointment, call 569-1982 or log on to tremblayfinancial.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Centaurus Financial Inc., member FINRA and SIPC, a registered investment advisor. Tremblay Financial Services and Centaurus Financial are not affiliated companies. Investing involves risk, including potential loss of principal. No investment strategy can guarantee a profit or protect against a loss in periods of declining values.
Now in the 6th inning from Santa Barbara High School, the home team, the Sturs, still leading 1-0. Top of the order coming on up to face Frank Camarillo, who remains in the ballgame, out for his 6th inning as the starter today for Santa Barbara. First pitch to Cornwell, swing and a miss, strike 1. And Cornwell was standing in there before Raymond Jenkins was thrown out by Will Rogers at second base on the 2-6 putout. Here's the 0-1, and Cornwell sees it away, 1-1.
And Cornwell will lead off this inning after being in the box during that back pick of Jenkins at second base. What a throw that was from Will Rogers.
1-1 and a swing and a miss. Strike 2. Rogers, so fun watching him throw down on the bases. He's got such a good arm. Been all over the field this season. And now the 1-2 pitch to leadoff man, and Cornwell will strike out the fastball from Frank at 91. 1 away in the 6th.
Now batting for the Barons.
Fastball just blew it by him on the outside corner. Now 6 punch-outs for Frank Camarillo.
And this is going to bring up Zach Freeman, batting from the left side. Plays for Ohio State. 0 for 2 so far today. He K'd in the first and on the line out into center in the 3rd. Third look at Frank Camarillo. First pitch to Freeman, and that's down for ball 1. And we look in terms of what Ryan Kramer's got available here today. Shea Went will likely pitch. Jake Dixon, who pitched yesterday, the lefty, also available, likely to come in the ball game, along with Reed Hensley. The 1-0 pitch, and Freeman sees it high, ball 2.
And with all those arms available, it's awesome for Ryan Kramer to have him at his disposal, but you're not going to turn away from Camarillo anytime soon if he keeps throwing the way he is.
Here's the 2-0. That is down. Ball 3. Check down at third base just in case. No swing. Indeed, ball 3.
Now Camarillo likely coming in. Will be interesting to see if Freeman has that green light.
3-0 pitch, and Freeman spits on ball 4 down low. It's a 1-out walk for the Barons. Freeman aboard for the first time today.
Now batting for the Barons, the second baseman.
Now some speed on the bases. The center fielder Freeman. We saw him track down a couple balls in center, left and right center field gaps. And especially with the stagnant offense that the Barons and the Forsters have had, you might see more small ball in play, more stolen bases, trying to manufacture runs.
Stuff that we saw early on from the Sturs when they get back up to the dish early in the season. But here is J.J. Cruz. First pitch will be in there nicely from Camarillo. 0-1.
And not only has it been first pitch strikes from Frank Camarillo, he's got a lot of them coming from that curveball, backdooring it to left-handers.
And at first, the 0-1, and this one is in there as well. 0-2.
Same pitch, same spot, same result. I don't know why you'd go to anything else, 0-2.
Short lead at first for Freeman. Inches out. The 0-2 pitch, and Cruz just stays alive. 0-2 it remains.
Decided to go to the heater. Might have thought that Cruz was sitting on that curveball after seeing 2 straight, but he was on that fastball. Got to be careful.
Cruz is 0 for 2 today. He sees the 0-2 pitch down. Ball 1. He is K'd and ground out back to the mound. On the Sunday matchup, second time these two teams have squared off this season. They will also face off against each other in 2 weeks' time. There's now the 1-2 pitch, and Cruz will lift it into center. Sabering just has to move over a step or 2 to his right, makes the play. 2 down in the 6th.
Now batting for the
Beautiful job by Frank Camarillo battling back after that 1-out walk to Freeman. Comes right back over the strike zone with that signature curveball. Gets a fly out.
Here comes the righty bat of the DH, Andrew Pyle. He's got a hit today. He had a fly out in center, but then a double last time up against Frank. Still a man at first. Now 2 gone. First pitch will miss down at 81 from Camarillo. Ball 1.
And that double was barreled on the fastball, up and away. I try to pitch him backwards with those off speeds.
This one is a high hopper chopped to Drew Markle. The shortstop charges in, and the throw will be in time to Rodriguez. Frank Camarillo gave up the walk, but retires the side in the top of the 6th. Bottom of the inning we go. Santa Barbara still lead 1-0 over the Academy Barons.
Thanks for listening. But how would you like to read about your favorite team? Hi, this is Jim Buckley, and I'm proud to announce the publication of our first book about the Foresters, Stir It Up, the story of America's most successful summer baseball team, is out now. 100% of the profits from this new book will benefit the Hugs for Cubs. You can buy one at the ballpark or online. Visit sbforesters.org for a direct link, or look us up on bookbaby.com. You can also pick up a copy locally at the Mesa Bookstore or Chaucer's or the Tecolote Bookshop. Stir It Up includes a complete history of the team from the founding by Bob Townsend in 1991 through all 10 national championships under Bill Pintard. You'll hear again from great Foresters players, read about the Hugs for Cubs, check out our all-time records, and much more. Help the Hugs and read Stir It Up. More info at sbforesters.org.
Need a new copier for your office? Coastal Copy is the original copier dealer in the Tri-Counties and your authorized Kyocera dealer, offering complete sales, service, and supplies on a full line of Kyocera Task Alpha digital MFPs. And thanks to the latest in Kyocera mobile and cloud technology, we offer Kyocera's mobile print app, which allows you to access documents through your smartphone or tablet. Call us today to schedule your free assessment and quote.
You'll see a difference because we go the distance.
Call 1-800-995-8835.
Last of the sixth, and Nolan Souza will lead things off. The first pitch to Nolan, and it's fouled back. Out of play for strike number one. Souza leading things off, then Holman and Rogers, 3-4-5. Maximus Berber, just like Camarillo, the starter, back out for his sixth inning.
And on a day where the offense is as quiet as it has been, a guy like Nolan Souza, perfect guy to start off an inning.
As the 0-1 right back up the hill, and great grab from Berber. That ball would likely have gone into center field, but Berber makes the grab around his body to retire Souza for the first time today.
Now batting for the Foresters, sponsored by BMW Santa Barbara, the DH number 18.
Here's Jack Holman.
Jack Holman.
Base is clear. One away in the bottom of the sixth. Holman line out into right, ground out to second. Berber one quick out here in the sixth. First pitch, and Jack will see an off speed. Strike one.
Holman so far today, fly out to center and then that 4-3 ground out.
The 0-1 pitch, missing down and away. Evens up the count 1-1.
Coming to UCSB next year officially, Jack Holman. Talked to him about what it means to play in Santa Barbara. He loves the area, loves the fans, and is very excited for the spring campaign.
As the 1-1 shallow center field, that ball will fall for Jack Holman. And Holman aboard for the first time today with a one-out knock coming in the sixth. So great stuff from Jack. And the Sturs, that's their first base, or really their first hit in general since the first inning, third hit of the day.
Just dunked in front of the center fielder, not hit hard at all. 73 miles per hour off the bat. Finds some outfield grass, and the Foresters mounting momentum here in the sixth.
Here's Will Rogers, 0 for 1 with a walk. In the first, he grounded out to short, then a walk in the fourth. In at first, and the first pitch swinging into right field for another base hit. Holman will round second base, looking to get to third, and this is going to put runners on the corners, and the Sturs looking for some more runs in the sixth.
That's an awesome first to third read by Jack Holman. You're taught when you see that base hit behind you, immediately picking up the third base coach, thinking three while rounding second, and made it there standing. Nick Oakley, another chance to make that big first impression.
Oakley out to center and a pop up to third. Runners on the corners. Only a single out in the sixth, and the Santa Barbara Foresters only leading 1-0. Looking for some runs here. Bottom of the sixth. Berber, first pitch, and Oakley sees it down. Great job from Garcia, keeping it in front of him. Ball one.
Still only up 1-0. The Foresters seeking a crooked number to just alleviate some stress from Frank Camarillo and the rest of that bullpen. That'll come in later.
1-0 pitch, and this one is grounded too short. Cornwell fields it, does it himself to second base for the second out, and they turn two on the double play. No run will come in to score, and remains a 1-0 ball game with Oakley grounding into the double play. We go to the seventh. Sturs unable to capitalize. 1-0. They lead the Barons.
We're Tammy and Scott from Draftsman Ale Works here in Goleta, California.
For me, making beer is a dream come true. Seeing the community come together in our brewery is a fantastic feeling.
Community West Bank has trusted and believed in us from the very beginning.
Not only have they helped us by getting to where we are today, but they're helping us lay a path for where we want to go.
We count on them.
The community counts on Draftsman Ale Works to bring people together. We're glad they count on us. Community West Bank, member FDIC.
It's out of here. It's tough to tell whether that's another Forester's home run or one of the many flights going out of the Santa Barbara Airport. With 22 daily departures and 11 direct destinations, including Chicago, Dallas, Las Vegas, San Diego, and Seattle, there's no need to drive and fly when you can take off local at the Santa Barbara Airport. Prepare for a departure from the usual travel experience. Choose SBA and depart differently. A proud partner of the Santa Barbara Foresters.
We are in the top of the 7th inning from Santa Barbara High School. Andrew Kirchner will be leading things off for the Academy Barons, but we will have a new pitcher coming on in. Ty Zarodnik will enter. He was not on our list that we'd expect to see early in the ball game. He was on the list, but he'll be the first man out of the bullpen after Frank Camarillo. Fantastic 6 innings as the starter. First pitch now to Andrew Kirchner, and he'll see it down, ball 1.
And not only is this a matchup thing with Ty coming in this early, I think it's just because he's a high leverage guy. He's gotten huge outs for the Foresters, only up 1-0. They need a big performance.
Second pitch will miss down for ball 2. So Kirchner against Camarillo reached on air and worked a walk, leading things off. Batting from the left side in this lefty-lefty matchup. 2-0 pitch, and Kirchner swinging a miss, strike 1.
Looking at Ty's numbers this season, 9 innings pitched, only 2 walks to 11 strikeouts with a 1 ERA. There's a reason that Ryan Kramer and manager Bill Pintard call on this guy in this moment.
Only a 1-0 ball game. It's 5, 6, and 7 in this inning. Here's a 2-1 pitch, up and out of play, over the fence into the left of the dish, 2-2.
Ty's a big guy, 6'5" frame on the mound. 2 pitches you'll see. 2-seamer out of the left-handed arm, and then that big curveball. He gets that natural tail he always talks about. Very difficult to barrel up.
The 2-2 pitch. Kirchner reaches for it. Ground ball over to second base. Nick Oakley, a tough play, and is he able to make it? Yes, he is. Nick Oakley, great play at second. 1 down.
Nick Oakley flashing the leather. What a play that was. Another cross-body throw. Wasn't an easy hop at all. Kind of got caught up in his glove on the short hop, but made it look relatively easy, beating Kirchner by half a step.
That's going to bring up Dylan Lena, 0 for 2. 1 away, and the base is clear, top of 7. Just a 1-run ball game. First pitch, and Lena sees a good breaking ball, strike 1.
Opens up with that big curveball at 78 miles per hour.
Another lefty will be on deck, but here's the 0-1 pitch, and this one's grounded softly over to Nick Oakley, moves in just a fraction, and a pair of ground outs to Nick Oakley to start off this 7th inning, 2 down, first of 7.
What a job by Ty Zarodnik, following Frank Camarillo's lead, coming into the ball game, doing exactly what Frank did, throwing strikes early, getting ground balls, and keeping this momentum on the Forester side.
Here's the second lefty to face Ty Zarodnik here in the 7th. Aiden Garcia, 0 for 2 day. Fly out into left and a strikeout, both against Frank Camarillo. First pitch, and Garcia sees it down, ball 1.
Now left again. Ty Zarodnik already a tough at-bat for right-handed batters, but even more difficult left.
1-0 pitch down for ball 2, missing at 88. The 7-hole hitter, Garcia. So Zarodnik, first man out of the bullpen. We're likely expecting Wendt, Hensley, or Dixon one of the first 3 out, but it is ties ball game currently. 2-0 pitch, and this one is in there at 88, 2-1. And for Ryan Kramer, really, there are other guys, Jake Fields, Ramos, and Cloud, who are available today, but he was given priority to the first 3 that we named after the pitching has been very good as of late. 2-1. As Garcia ropes it over to first base, a line out to Rodriguez, who makes the catch at the first station, and Ty Zarodnik enters this inning, sees 3, and sits 3 down. Stretch time from Santa Barbara. Sturs lead 1-0.
Thanks for listening. But how would you like to read about your favorite team? Hi, this is Jim Buckley, and I'm proud to announce the publication of our first book about the Foresters, Stir It Up! The story of America's most successful summer baseball team is out now. 100% of the profits from this new book will benefit the Hugs for Cubs. You can buy one at the ballpark or online. Visit sbforesters.org for a direct link, or look us up on bookbaby.com. You can also pick up a copy locally at the Mesa Bookstore or Chaucer's or the Tecolote Bookshop. Stir It Up includes a complete history of the team from the founding by Bob Townsend in 1991 through all 10 national championships under Bill Pintard. You'll hear again from great Foresters players, read about the Hugs for Cubs, check out our all-time records, and much more. Help the Hugs and read Stir It Up. More info at sbforesters.org.
It's still just a 1-0 ball game, bottom of the order coming on up for the Sturs. The Maximus Berber, the starter, going back out for his 7th inning, is going to face Pompey, Rodriguez, and Drew Marco with the Sturs. Wanting some extra runs now in the late innings. 1 inning slips away from them. Barons could be out by a couple. Sturs want to prevent that with getting a couple right here.
And you obviously trust your bullpen if you're Coach Ryan Kramer, but runs never hurt. This game's still only 1-0.
First pitch looks like it was in there, but Berber does not get the call, ball 1. So for TJ, reached once today. Here's the second pitch, check swing, but he will take a strike, 1-1.
For Pompey today, 0 for 2 with a strikeout back in the second.
1-1 pitch, and TJ sees it down for ball 2. And on that strikeout, did reach base. Seen that a couple times throughout the year for the Sturs. Still able to get down that first baseline to reach base. He's at a 2-1 count. Rodriguez next. Here's the pitch, and this one is roped left side on the ground. Great pick from Dylan Lena, the third baseman, in the throw in time. That was a solid play from Dylan Lena at third. Pompey retired.
Now batting for the Foresters,
Pompey just didn't catch a good barrel on that off speed, 84 miles per hour. Here's J-Rod, and now we also see Shea Wendt starting to warm up down there in the Foresters' pen. Expect to see him likely in the 8th.
Of all those guys, Dixon, Wendt, and Hensley, who we're told would likely pitch in this game, Wendt is at the top of the list, the right-hander. But here's now Rodriguez. First pitch, just taps it back. Foul ground. That's strike 1 to Johnny.
Johnny hit a ball hard his last time up right to the third baseman. Kind of knuckled on him, but Lena was able to make the grab.
There's the 0-1 pitch. And Johnny will rifle it into the fencing just above third base dugout. He's quickly down 0-2 here in the 7th. Well, and Aiden, Johnny had an 0-2 count, but the last 2 games, 19 runs for the Sturs against the Conejo Oaks, top the CCL South. The Barons, well beneath 500, 8-13. It's only a 1-run lead as the 0-2 swing and a miss, and Rodriguez is retired, 2 down.
And it's really interesting how that works, Hunter, but sometimes you go into a game overlooking your opponent. You're not as ready to go. That could be the case here, but the Foresters, they've played games almost 6 days a week for the past month.
True, yep.
It does wear and tear on your body, and sometimes a Sunday day game, it's a little different of an atmosphere, so something to adjust to.
Here's Drew Markle, looks to lay down a bunt, but it's popped up in foul ground, and the catcher is able to make the catch. As Aiden Garcia, and Drew Markle sat down trying to lay down a bunt. That's the third out of the inning. 7th in the books. We head to the 8th. Santa Barbara still lead by a run. Santa Barbara Airport has 5 airlines: American, Alaska, Delta Air, Southwest, and United, with 12 direct destinations from Santa Barbara to Atlanta, Dallas, Denver, Las Vegas, Oakland, Los Angeles, Salt Lake City, Portland, San Francisco, Phoenix, Seattle, and Sacramento. With 23 daily departures from Santa Barbara, SBA's newest daily service on Delta Airlines to Atlanta and Salt Lake City can ensure that you can get anywhere in the world in just one stop. SBA is proud to join over 200 airports around the world in the Hidden Disabilities Sunflower Program. Passengers with a disability can opt into the program, and in doing so, trained staff at SBA will be there to provide additional level of customer service. You can learn more at www.flysba.com. Once again, you can learn more and book your flights today from Santa Barbara at www.flysba.com.
I'm Eric Anand, CEO and Managing Director of Santa Barbara Airbus. Santa Barbara Airbus is all about the customer experience. Having your customers count on you. It's because people recognize that you're there when you need them. One of the early challenges for our business was equipment financing. Community West Bank has always found a way for the terms and conditions to work for us and for them. I count on Community West Bank.
The community counts on Santa Barbara Airbus to keep them moving. We're glad they count on us. Community West Bank, member FDIC.
When it comes to your office equipment needs, call Coastal Copy. We're the largest independent office equipment dealership in the Tri-Counties, and as your locally owned authorized Savin dealer, Coastal Copy offers complete sales, service, and supplies on a full line of Savin digital copiers and MFPs, Savin color printers, digital duplicators, Savin wide format systems, digital presses, document management solutions, and more. That's Coastal Copy.
You'll see a difference because we go the distance.
We are in the 8th inning from Santa Barbara High School. Leading things off will be Raymond Jenkins, and we will have a pitching change. Shea Went now in the ball game. First pitch just misses a fraction low, ball 1, and Shea will take over for Ty Zarodnik, who saw 3 and sat 3 down.
Zarodnik was great, and Went also has been awesome on the season.
Second pitch, away at 91, 2 balls and no strikes to the 8-hole hitter, Raymond Jenkins.
13 1/3 innings pitched. The man out of Creighton, a 2.7 ERA, has struggled with walks.
The 2-0, and that will miss away, ball 3. So Jenkins, in the last inning, I should say the last time he was up, which was in the 5th, had a double before he was picked off. 8, 9, and 1 for the Barons, moving quick. 3-0 pitch as Jenkins will take a strike, 3-1.
Shea is getting it and going, wasting no time. As soon as Jenkins gets in the box, he's already ready to go.
3 balls in, a strike to the leadoff man. Here's the pitch as Jenkins will see ball 4. Looks like it lit up the zone, but it's base on balls for Jenkins, leadoff man aboard.
Now batting for the Barons, number 31.
And the umpire today has been pretty consistent up there at the top of the zone, not calling it. A low ball umpire. And I talked about how he struggled with walks. Will is going to go have a conversation, but 9 walks this season, 16 punch-outs. That lights up the stat sheet, but free passes, especially to the bottom of the order, cannot happen in a 1-run game.
That lone run for the Sturs coming in the opening inning when the Sturs picked up 2 hits. Patterson reached the leadoff man, and then Souza drove him in. This is going to bring up Andy Cisneros. Jenkins at first, a hearty lead. Went, giving up the free pass. First pitch now to the 9-hole hitter as Cisneros reaches for it, flaring it up down the right field line and making the catch is Johnny Rodriguez. That ball was slicing in a foul ground, but great work from Johnny. Make the squeeze, 1 down.
And that is a huge first out, Hunter. Weak contact at only 47 miles per hour. down the right field line. A little awkward for Johnny being a left-hander, but made it look relatively easy. Now a ground ball away from getting out of this inning.
So here's Evan Cornwell, bats from the left side. First pitch, and this one will miss in, ball 1. Cornwell 0 for 3 today. 2 Ks and a ground out to second. Now in the 8th, Sturz looking to hold on to this lead. A check back to first base in safely as Jenkins remains 1-0 to Evan Cornwell.
And still no hits from the top 3 guys in this Barons order.
1-0 pitch. Cornwell sees it in and down. Ball 2. And you look at the top 3, Zach Freeman, the only time he's gotten on base was once, actually in the 6th inning. Worked a walk, but other than that, top 3 been quiet in this ball game. It's 2-0. Here's the pitch as Cornwell sees it in and down at 90, ball 3. So Jenkins at first. Zach Freeman will be next. But the tying run at second base and the go-ahead run at first. One more ball misses to Cornwell. Here's the pitch, and Cornwell will take a strike, 3-1.
And Shea Went has to continue to fill up the strike zone. The walks have plagued him so far in this outing. You see the walk to Jenkins, and now behind Cornwell. Have to come in.
Man at first, 1 gone, 3-1 pitch. Inside, ball 4, 2 walks in the inning. Cornwell will reach for the first time today. That puts Jenkins the tying run now at second to bring up Zach Freeman. Here comes Bill Pintard, manager at the first base dugout.
He might already make a move knowing that Dixon is hot in the bullpen and a left-hander coming up.
We'll have to see what the manager does, but that's going to put 2 aboard for Zach Freeman. 0 for 2 with a walk. The manager getting the temperature gauge for Shea. But again, we can talk about what Frank Camarillo did in his outing today. Only had 6 innings entering today being pitched. He pitched 6 scoreless innings.
He was amazing, and this could be manager Pintard stalling for Dixon, and he's doing exactly that. Walks is one thing that, as a manager, you cannot stand and something that you have to acknowledge. Shea Went walks 2 guys, and you can't mess around with just a 1-run lead. He's going to go to the lefty Dixon.
So the pitch and change being made. Jake Dixon will enter the hill for the 2nd consecutive day when we return.
During this time of record market highs and gradual economic recovery, it's essential you have someone you can trust. For 10 consecutive years, the Santa Barbara News Press Reader's Choice Poll has awarded Tremblay Financial Services recognition for the financial guidance they provide their clients. Tremblay Financial Advisors continually educate their clients with new options and financial planning tailored fit to you. For more information or an appointment, call 569-1982 or log on to tremblayfinancial.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Centaurus Financial Inc., member FINRA and SIPC, a registered investment advisor. Tremblay Financial Services and Centaurus Financial are not affiliated companies. Investing involves risk, including potential loss of principal. No investment strategy can guarantee a profit or protect against a loss in periods of declining values.
Well, Bill Pintard here in the 8th inning. Go to the bullpen. Enter Jake Dixon. We saw Dixon make his debut yesterday. Entered in the ballgame. Faced 4 batters, 1 in the 8th and 3 in the 9th. struck out 3, sat all 4 down. Herons 2 runners in a 1-run ball game and 1 out. Here's the first pitch now to Zach Freeman, and Freeman, did he get hit? But a ball in the play down to third base. Did they get him at third base? Yes, they did. Will Rogers, what a play. Took that ball off the backstop and hucks it down to third to get Raymond Jenkins for the second out of the inning.
Wow, that is the definition of a fortunate bounce for the Foresters. This backstop, hard bounce right back to Will Rogers. We know the arm he has. And Jenkins gets caught up at third base, a huge second out.
There's the pitch now to Freeman, missing away. That is ball 2. Initially, I thought Freeman was hit on the backside, but it went behind him, and that big bounce off the backstop, and Rogers able to scoop it out and gun down Jenkins at third. But Cornwell is able to advance to second, but a massive second out. And this inning's right in front of Jake Dixon, former Zach Freeman. The tying run is at second base in this 1-0 ball game. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Freeman sends it left side. A couple bouncers. There's Nolan Souza. The huck over to first, and Rodriguez is able to make the stretch and the play. Jake Dixon enters this inning and gets the 2 outs that he need, and the Sturs maintain a 1-0 lead going to the bottom half of this inning.
Thanks for listening. But how would you like to read about your favorite team? Hi, this is Jim Buckley, and I'm proud to announce the publication of our first book about the Foresters, Stir It Up, the story of America's most successful summer baseball team, is out now. 100% of the profits from this new book will benefit the Hugs for Cubs. You can buy one at the ballpark or online. Visit sbforesters.org for a direct link, or look us up on bookbaby.com. You can also pick up a copy locally at the Mesa Bookstore or Chaucer's or the Tecolote Bookshop. Stir It Up includes a complete history of the team from the founding by Bob Townsend in 1991 through all 10 national championships under Bill Pintard. You'll hear again from great Foresters players, read about the Hugs for Cubs, check out our all-time records, and much more. Help the Hugs and read Stir It Up. More info at sbforesters.org.
Need a new copier for your office? Coastal Copy is the original copier dealer in the Tri-Counties and your authorized Kyocera dealer, offering complete sales, service, and supplies on a full line of Kyocera Task Alpha digital MFPs. And thanks to the latest in Kyocera mobile and cloud technology, we offer Kyocera's mobile print app, which allows you to access documents through your smartphone or tablet. Call us today to schedule your free assessment and quote.
You'll see a difference because we go the distance.
Call 1-800-995-8835.
Now in the bottom of the 8th inning from Santa Barbara High School. Top of the order coming on up, and they're going to face a brand new pitcher, Christian Casillas, but the starter, Maximus Berber, going 7 innings, only 4 hits, 1 run, which was earned. Walked 2 and struck out 5. Great stuff from the starter today from the Barons, Maximus Berber.
Berber was brilliant. You see a lot of these smaller school guys on the MLB Academy Barons. It's an adjustment for the Foresters. He located all 3 of his pitches, but looking for 1 insurance run at least.
First pitch now to Patterson, missing down and away. Patterson 1 for 3, and he has scored the lone run in the ball game, coming in the opening inning. 1-0, our score in the bottom of the 8th. 1-0 pitch, swing and a miss, 1-1.
For the new arm Casillas, he's 1-0 and 5 2/3 innings pitched, a 3.18 ERA.
At a 1-1 count against the leadoff man, Patterson. Here's the pitch, and Daniel sees a breaking ball into center field, just tracking back a little bit as Freeman adjusts, makes the catch, 1 away in the 8th. And Aiden, you said it, trying to get at least 1 more run here in this inning would be massive going to the 9th. They're able to.
would take a lot of pressure off of the bullpen. It's been amazing that for 8 innings of baseball, they've held the Barons to not score any runs. Was looking back on the scorebook I'm keeping here, 6 runners left on base, 0 crossing the plate.
Now here's Jonas Sebring. Stands in, bases clear, 1 gone. Looks to square around a bunt. He will take a strike. 0-1 for Jonah.
And we talked about how small ball could be a factor as we move into these later innings, knowing that offense isn't coming easy today.
Next will be Nolan Souza. He reaches then Jack Holman. Here's the 0-1, and swinging away this time, that ball goes off the mask Garcia. Good to see him spring up on his feet, but it's strike 2 to Jonah.
And that was an interesting one, Hunter. Could not tell if the catcher got crossed up or if Sebring got a piece of that, fouling it back into his mask. The ump gives him a minute, hoping he's okay.
And Sebring quickly down 0-2 with 1 out. And Casillas, the 0-2 pitch as Sebring reaches for it in the left field. That is a base hit for Jonah Sebring. Clutch piece of hitting from Jonah, and he will reach for the first time today a 1-out single with the Sturs, trying to get some insurance runs.
And that's when Jonas Sebring is at his best, waiting on that back foot, being able to show power to all fields that time, crushing the ball into left, turning it over to Nolan Souza. And I would guess that Jonas Sebring, with how often the Forsters steal, attempts to steal a bag here to set up a Nolan Souza RBI and get that crucial insurance run across the plate.
The Nolan has the lone RBI of the ball game. Patterson had a base hit, stolen bag in the first. Souza drove him in to make it a 1-0 ball game. Here's Sebring, a check back to him. We saw him shimmy and shake, and Casillas checks back to him. Casillas still waiting the first pitch, and Jonah, he will take off. Great jump from Sebring. He will slide in head first, and he is safe. Great jump from Jonah, stolen bag. Insurance run now in scoring position, coming in with 1 out in the 8th.
As expected, it was almost a foregone conclusion that Jonas Sebring was going to swipe second. Might have seen a pitch out from the Barons to cut him down, and that throw was pretty good, but shortstop could not catch it.
So Souza is at a 1-0 count, but a man in scoring position. Here's the pitch down for ball 2. Check, the count was 1-1. Third pitch missing, so it's now 2 balls and a strike for Nolan. Trying to tack on an extra run. Check back to second base, in safely is Sebring. Jack Holman will be next for the Sturs with only a single out. A chance here. Take pressure off the bullpen. 2-1 pitch as Nolan sees it down. Ball 3.
And that's an MLB quality that Nolan Souza possesses, his plate discipline. He never expands the strike zone, always has an approach. That is so difficult and demoralizing for any pitcher he faces, knowing that I have to execute on a corner every single time for him even to swing.
3-1 pitch is in there. Full count to Nolan Souza. So now with a full count, Sebring at second. He's going to be motoring his way around. But with first base open, Holman next. Here's a 3-2 pitch to Nolan Souza. Nolan skies it into right. Going back there is Cisneros at the wall. And that ball was gone. Yes, sir, for Nolan Souza. His second home run of the year. And the Sturs now lead 3-0 in the 8th.
A no-doubter for Nolan Souza, and off the crack of the bat, he watched that one fly. You see the right fielder out there, Cisneros, unfamiliar with the outfield, was tracking back. And there's no warning track at this field. When you see dirt, normally outfielders know the fence is coming, and he crashed hard into that wall. But a big fly for Nolan Souza, and it couldn't have came at a better time. He has all 3 RBIs today.
Now here is Jack Holman. Base is clear, and the Sturs now on top 3-0. 1 out. Yeah, big crash there from Cisneros. No warning track. Definitely throw you off. But he's okay. Here's the 0-1. Back in the fence. Strike 2 to Jack Holman.
Jack had a hard hit single his last time through. Just dunked it into center field. Looking to keep that good stroke going.
The 0-2 pitch, and Holman sprays it down the left field line. It'll cut foul. Means 0-2 for Jack.
Good fight there from Holman. And for Jack, he's cooled off a little bit after getting the Player of the Week when he first put on these Forster pinstripes. Looking to get back on track.
Here's the 0-2 pitch, and this one's popped up shallow left field. And having to just camp out under is Jenkins. He moved about just 1 foot. Completely seen that one all the way. 2 down in the 8th.
Still a pretty decent barrel from Jack Holman. If you ask him, he'll probably say that he just missed it. To left field, and Will Rogers has had a nice day at the plate with that walk in the 4th, stealing a bag. And then a single in the 6th inning. Continues to impress us all. The versatility, the offense, the defense, he does it all.
So with 2 out, here's Will Rogers, and the Sturs have picked up the insurance runs that they needed. Nolan Souza 2-run homer over the right field wall to make it a 3-0 ball game. Going to the 9th, mission accomplished. What they needed to do in this inning. It's 1-0 count for Rogers. Here's the pitch, and Will sees a breaking ball, and this one is lined in the right field past the second baseman, J.J. Cruz, and Rogers aboard with his 2nd hit of the day.
That's an awesome job by Will Rogers, waiting back on the curveball and going to the opposite field. It's easy to get pull happy when you see that off-speed pitch, get on your front foot and roll over, but did a really nice job staying back.
This is going to bring up now Nick Oakley. 2 gone, and Will Rogers picks up his 2nd hit of the day. He's now at first. Will's reached base 3 times today. Great stuff from Rogers. First pitch now to Oakley. That's away, ball 1. Nick today in his debut for the Forsters this season. He's gone 0 for 3.
And that first Forster hit coming in the 8th here would be pretty special.
The pitch, and Oakley will send it foul. That's strike number 1 for Nick Oakley. Now to the Sturs, I should say for the Sturs, in the 9th inning. It's going to be 3, 4, and 5 coming up for the Barons. Cruz, Pyle, Kirchner. They keep Dixon in the ball game, according 1 out in the 8th. Here's the 1-1 pitch, and Oakley sees it in, ball 2.
Did see Reed Hensley about 7 minutes ago starting to get loose in that bullpen. Might see him in the 9th, but he sat down, so a lot of different options they could go to.
It was a great start today by Frank Camarillo. But now here's the 2-1 offering to Oakley, and Oakley sees a ball missing high, 3-1.
And when a guy like Nick Oakley, obviously a very talented player, but he's taken some time off since playing at UCSB. A lot of these guys are fully integrated to that summer ball season. It's going to take some time. Baseball's not easy to just pick up right away and get hits, but a knock here would go a long way.
A 3-1 in there for strike 2, full count. Will Rogers at first in this inning. 3 hits for the Sturs. Sebring, 1 out knock. Nolan Souza, the homer, to give the Sturs the insurance that they need going to the 9th. Payoff pitch, and Oakley rips this one in right field. That is a base hit. Rogers going to 3rd, and the line will keep on moving for the Santa Barbara Forsters. Runners now on the corners.
A 4-hit inning now for the Forsters, who've been held down all afternoon long. Will Rogers stealing on the action pitch. Full count, 2 outs, easily coasting to 3rd base. Now TJ Pompey's turn. Looks like there might be a move.
Here comes one of the coaches out of the 3rd base dugout for the Barons. And for Christian Casillas, His first inning in relief work. Maximus Berber, the starter, went 7 innings. And it looks like we will have a pitching change. We will step away. The Sturs now lead 3-0. Runners on the corners, 2 out in the bottom of the 8th. Santa Barbara Airport has 5 airlines: American, Alaska, Delta Air, Southwest, and United, with 12 direct destinations from Santa Barbara to Atlanta, Dallas, Denver, Las Vegas, Oakland, Los Angeles, Salt Lake City, Portland, San Francisco, Phoenix, Seattle, and Sacramento. With 23 daily departures from Santa Barbara, SBA's newest daily service on Delta Airlines to Atlanta and Salt Lake City can ensure that you can get anywhere in the world in just one stop. SBA is proud to join over 200 airports around the world in the Hidden Disabilities Sunflower Program. Passengers with a disability can opt into the program, and in doing so, trained staff at SBA will be there to provide additional level of customer service. You can learn more at www.flysba.com. Once again, you can learn more and book your flights today from Santa Barbara at www.flysba.com.
I'm Eric Anand, CEO and Managing Director of Santa Barbara Airbus. Santa Barbara Airbus is all about the customer experience. Having your customers count on you. It's because people recognize that you're there when you need them. One of the early challenges for our business was equipment financing. Community West Bank has always found a way for the terms and conditions to work for us and for them. I count on Community West Bank.
The community counts on Santa Barbara Airbus to keep them moving. We're glad they count on us. Community West Bank, member FDIC.
Santa Barbara Foresters in the bottom of the 8th lead 3-0. The pitcher now entering, the left-hander Shamir Marshall will take things over. 2 out. Runners on the corners. Runner from first to second steals, and Oakley will slide on into second base. Stolen bag for Nick after he picks up his first hit in his debut game here this afternoon for the Santa Barbara Foresters. Pompey swing and miss on the first pitch, 0-1. With now 2 runners in scoring position, 3-0 our ball game. Here's the second pitch, and that will miss low, 1-1.
Shamir Marshall has struggled, to say the least, with a 14.5 ERA on the season and 4 1/3. Looking for a bounce back out in here in Santa Barbara.
1-1 the count against TJ. Here's the pitch as Pompey drills this one left side, and that ball will squeak its way past Evan Cornwell at short. 1 run in, and 2 runs will come in to score. 2 RBI double by TJ Pompey, and the Sturs continue to tack onto their lead, now leading 5-0 in the 8th.
That there, Hunter, is the big hit that we've been waiting for with TJ. A 2 RBI single, hard hit through the 5-6 hole, blows this game wide open. Now a 4 spot in the 8th inning for the Foresters.
Sebring, Souza, Rogers, Oakley all coming around to score in this frame. Here's Johnny Rodriguez, the 8th batter of the inning. Marshall, first pitch to Johnny, and Johnny into right field, shallow right field. Cruz goes back, but that ball will fall, and over to third base goes TJ Pompey. Runners back on the corners, 2 out here in the 8th. Sturs have come alive late here against the Barons.
Talk about an offensive outburst, Hunter. Now 6 hits on the inning, including that big fly by Nolan Souza. They were held down all afternoon. Only 4 hits in total before this inning, and now breaking through when it matters.
4 of those 6 hits coming with 2 outs on the scoreboard. Here's Drew Markle. 5-0 now our score. First pitch, and Drew will take a strike. 0-1.
Drew, another one of those guys that will benefit a lot from just a big hit in this sort of moment.
And the 9th batter facing off against Barons pitching in this inning. The 0-1 popped up and out of play. That is strike 2 to Markle, who's 0 for 3 today. Barricades then on that attempted bunt that was popped up. Garcia made the catch, the catcher, in foul ground. What's now 0-2 for Markle. Runners on the corners. Here's the pitch, and Drew will take strike 3. He knew it, but the Sturs in the 8th push in for Nolan Souza, 2-run homer, and TJ Pompey drives in 2 more with a base hit. We head to the 9th. Santa Barbara now lead 5-0 over the Barons.
During this time of record market highs and gradual economic recovery, it's essential you have someone you can trust. For 10 consecutive years, the Santa Barbara News Press Reader's Choice Poll has awarded Tremblay Financial Services recognition for the financial guidance they provide their clients. Tremblay Financial Advisors continually educate their clients with new options and financial planning tailored fit to you. For more information or an appointment, call 569-1982 or log on to tremblayfinancial.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Centaurus Financial Inc., member FINRA and SIPC, a registered investment advisor. Tremblay Financial Services and Centaurus Financial are not affiliated companies. Investing involves risk, including potential loss of principal. No investment strategy can guarantee a profit or protect against a loss in periods of declining values.
We enter to the 9th inning, and the Santa Barbara Foresters, after putting up 4 in the 8th, have a nice lead, 5-0. J.J. Cruz will lead things off, and Jake Dixon, the lefty who came in to record the final out in the 8th, remains in the ballgame. Very similar situation yesterday for Dixon.
A lot of strategy behind this move to keep him in as well, with 2 lefties due up, 3, 4, and 5 coming up for the Academy Barons.
First pitch now to J.J. Cruz, and Cruz will lift it into left field. TJ Pompey just has to track over a few steps to his right and makes the catch. 1 pitch and 1 out. And the Barons down their final 2 outs here in Santa Barbara.
Awesome job by Dixon, knowing now 6 runs of insurance, able to attack the strike zone with ease.
So here's Andrew Pyle. He will take a strike, 0-1. The leadoff man retired here in Santa Barbara. Well, the Sturs with this 5-0 lead in the 9th. Pyle is 1 for 3 today, and Dixon moving quick, and it's fouled back, and he's quickly ahead 0-2 against the DH. But the Sturs, an off day tomorrow, Aiden. Then we'll be on the road early next week against Conejo and Arroyo. 2, again, tough matchups, especially on the road.
Yeah, and that's a much-needed day off tomorrow for the Foresters. Get the bodies right for a grueling road trip.
As Pyle will strike out on 3 pitches from Jake Dixon. 2 quick outs in the 9th. And the Barons are down to their final out in Santa Barbara.
And the beer batters striking out to end this one would be only right. Send all these fans home happy with a W and with beer. I like that idea.
Good combination. Andrew Kirchner has reached twice today. First pitch, and he rolls this one over towards the first baseman. Great grab from Rodriguez, and covering first base is Jake Dixon. Great combination play between the first baseman and the pitcher. But there is our ball game. Kirchner grounds out 3-1 for the 3rd out of the inning. And our final score, 5-0. The Sturs take it over the Barons. thoughts on the ballgame, Aiden? Quality stuff all the way through. Great pitching. Offense comes alive late. Stars get the victory.
Amazing stuff from the Forsters. I just want to highlight the outing by Frank Camarillo. Throughout the course of this game, this Forster offense was quiet, but Frank really shined as that force that was able to attack the zone with 2 pitches, get ground balls, get big timeouts, and it's difficult. It is very difficult to pitch with only 1 run of run support, and he made it look easy today. Big win for the Forsters, tons of momentum. You talked about the grueling road trip. That'll really define where this team is headed.
And don't go anywhere. We'll try to hear from Nolan Souza when we return. But Aiden, again, talking on that road trip. The Stars coming off those 2 big wins against the Conejo Oaks. They're going to face them Tuesday, then Arroyo Seco down Pasadena. 2 tough teams on the road. After the off day, what do you expect to see from the Stars moving forward early next week?
I expect to see the engine just keep on rolling. This team feels like it's back after that chippy game against San Luis Obispo. The Forsters, throughout the course of their history, have played those games, and it's really defined their team. The talk that manager Bertard had with these guys, we got to get going, and they really took that to heart. They've looked better since that moment. Another shutout today. That's back-to-back days where this pitching staff hasn't allowed a run.
We'll step away, and we will hear from Nolan Souza when we return. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to Santa Barbara, and we are joined by Nolan Souza. Well, Nolan, thanks for joining us, man. Appreciate you having you.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.
Well, Nolan, 3 RBIs today, and what a performance. What were your thoughts on your performance here this afternoon?
Yeah, I felt pretty good about my swing and my approach today. I felt like I was seeing the ball well, and I feel like that just showed through my at-bats, sticking to my approach and staying patient.
Bill Pintard, your manager, has talked about your approach and your discipline. Even sometimes he's talked about stories in the pregame, you going out to bat and saying, Coach, I want to do X, Y, and Z during your ABs. What were you trying to do? Anything more specific today versus other times earlier in the season?
Yeah, I've just been really working on trying to stay patient, get pitches that I can really do something with as opposed to just going up there to hit. And I think going up there with a plan has really helped me to execute in big situations recently.
And has the manager helped you with anything like that, seeing things, or mental composure as well?
Yeah, Bill has just done a really good job at reminding me to stay patient, not get outside of my approach, and just stick to the hitter that I am.
Oh, very cool, very cool. How's your time been here in Santa Barbara?
I've been enjoying it. It's been fun.
How's the team and everyone going on the bench?
Yeah, I love it. I love all the guys on the team. We all get along well. It's super fun.
Very cool, very cool. Now your team have an off day tomorrow. Any plans, you and the guys, going the off day tomorrow?
Nothing yet. We haven't talked about it yet, but definitely sleep in. That's for sure.
Very cool. And then Nolan, going into one of the final weeks of the season with 6 games, how's that been playing those 6 games a week? I know it's much different.
Yeah, I think it just really makes you prioritize recovery and making sure you sleep, eat, and do everything you can to get ready for the next day.
Other than sleeping and eating, anything else you do to recover after a game?
Our host family's got a hot tub, so
nice.
We've been trying to get in there as much as we can.
Awesome. Well, Nolan, great stuff today. It was fun watching you play. Appreciate your time.
Thank you.
That was Nolan Souza. Appreciate his time after this ball game. Final score here in Santa Barbara, 5-0. The Stars back-to-back shutouts, one against Conejo yesterday, and they shut out the Barons here this afternoon. Be an off day tomorrow, and the Stars will be back in action on the road against Conejo on Tuesday. So for all the crew, for Nolan Souza, and for Aiden O'Neill, I am Hunter Shoemaker saying so long from Santa Barbara High School. We'll see you on the road in Thousand Oaks on Tuesday. First pitch at 4:30. We'll see you then.